In this video, I'll walk through how you can get products that are in a category through the Cordairs API. First, I'll show how you can do that currently through the website. Let's go to a category. And here we can see all the products in that category are being displayed. In the sidebar here, we also have some filters, and if we scroll down, we can go to various pages. So first, before we get this information through the Cordairs API, we need to know which API endpoint to use, so let's go to Swagger. That will be your URL/services. Now let's go to the user API, and here to the category API, and here we have this read category endpoint that we can use. And if we look here, we have some parameters such as code, which is required, facets, in stock, language code, and so on. Now I already have a script to call this endpoint, so let's go over to that and run through this really quick. So here I'm calling the endpoint, and one thing to keep in mind while calling this endpoint is that what's returned may be different if you're a logged in user versus if you are a guest user. So first we're passing that category code in the URL here, and then I'm specifying a couple of query params. For example, I have include filters set to true. This will return the filters from the sidebar if we go back to the website that are shown here. And here I'm specifying a facet or a filter, and I'm filtering on all the products in this category that are brand USG. I'll show where you can get this value in a second. And then here I'm setting the page query parameter. This is what page we want returned. For example, if we go back to the website, here we can specify page 1 through 10. That's what I'm doing here, except one thing to keep in mind. This page value starts at 0 and works its way up, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So in order to specify the second page, I am passing in 1. And then down here, I'm calling this endpoint as a logged in user by sending in my user session API key and my CRSF token, which you can get from the API key login and auth token endpoints. I've already covered logging in and getting these tokens in a previous video, so I'll just skip over this part for now. Now let me go ahead and clear my logs, and let's run this endpoint. Now here's my category result. We can see success true, and 134 total elements were returned. I'm on the second page, and if we scroll down, we can see all the products and product information like name, description, and so on. Let's scroll down a little bit further. And here we can also see the return filters, the same ones that are shown here on the website. And let's scroll down a little further. Here's the facets. So if you wanted to add a filter when calling that category API, you'd go ahead and copy this value here. If you wanted to, for example, filter by acoustical edge fine line, and then you'd go back and send it in as a query param as I am doing here. And that's about it.